So today we're doing what we love best, really taking one source you shared and digging deep.
That's right.
This one is a very personal story called A Sister's Strength.
Yeah, and our plan here, our mission, isn't just to tell you the story, but to really get into it, to
Mm-hmm.
pull out the key moments, the feelings, and trace this pretty remarkable journey it lays out. Consider this your shortcut to the core of this story about resilience.
Absolutely. A powerful account. And it really starts with something just unthinkable, sudden, deep loss.
Yeah,
It throws the narrator and her younger brother into this incredibly tough spot.
yeah.
And the story is all about that fight, you know?
Yeah.
Staying together, finding support, and somehow building a life again.
It really is. The event that kicks everything off is just devastating, losing both parents, car accident,
And the narrator, she mentions she was only 18.
18, and her brother, Amir, just 11. The text says she barely remembers getting the news. It was like a blur. A neighbor had to tell them. And boom, just like that, two kids with no one. That phrase,
Yeah,
it just lands, doesn't it?
it really does. Says everything about how suddenly their world just vanished, their safety net gone.
Exactly. And the time right after, it wasn't simple grieving with support around them.
No, not at all. The source mentions this brief, almost awkward period of fake kindness from relatives.
Right.
And then something even harder. Some relatives actually wanted to split them up, send them to different homes.
And that's where you see that strength from the title immediately, that sibling bond. The sister, according to the source, just flat out refused.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't letting that happen. He needed me. I needed him.
Absolutely non-negotiable for her.
Totally. And because she refused, they were basically on their own.
Yeah. They move into their parents' old rental house, and the way it's described is so stark. Small, cold place.
Mm-hmm.
But then she adds, ours. Kinda.
Mhm.
That little kinda just speaks volumes about how precarious even that felt.
It really does. Theirs by default,
Yeah.
almost. And the practical problems piled up instantly, just relentless.
She had to leave school for a while. The source puts it so bluntly. Rent, groceries, bills, reality hits fast when you don't have parents.
No kidding. It wasn't just emotional grief. It was the day-to-day, how do we survive stuff.
And it's right in the middle of all this grief, this struggle, that something else happens. A difficult moment, but one that sort of pushes things.
Yeah.
She's just walking down the street, probably lost in thought, and these guys in cars slow down, saying gross stuff. Hey, babe, need a ride. Name your price. Just awful, demeaning comments.
Ugh, that's horrible. And it just highlights how vulnerable she must have felt, Not just emotionally crushed, but physically unsafe, too.
Totally. The source describes it really vividly. Her heart's pounding, sweaty palms. She just speeds up, trying to get away.
And then she gets home.
Slams the door, locks it twice, like trying to build a wall against everything falling apart. Amir asks what's wrong. She just says she's tired, carrying it all inside.
Wow. But that horrible experience on the street, that feeling totally exposed, it seems like it sparked something in her.
Yeah, it seems so. The text says, that night, I made a decision. No more wandering around. I needed a proper job. Something real.
So it wasn't just a bad moment, it was like a catalyst, a push to find some kind of control, some stability.
Exactly. So, survival mode shifts gear. Now it's about finding actual work, a real job. He
Right?
starts asking around, making calls, and she hears about this receptionist job, private clinic.
Okay, sounds like a potential step up, something real, like she wanted.
She goes for the interview, nervous, obviously. Pictures the interviewer as some old, grumpy male doctor.
Yeah.
You know, the stereotype.
Uh-huh, we've all been there.
But surprise, the doctor's a woman, Dr. Murati.
And the description paints quite a picture.
Mm.
Neat, classy, confident, the type who doesn't miss a thing. Sounds like she means business.
Definitely. No messing around. The first thing Dr. Murati says, according to the source, cuts right to the chase. You don't have any experience.
Oof.
But the sister's reply is just as direct. Shows her grit. No, ma'am, but I learned fast.
That says a lot, doesn't it? Given everything she's been through. That determination.
It really does. And she gets the job, but she feels like she's on trial.
Which, based on Dr. Murati watching her like a hawk for the first few weeks, sounds about right.
Yeah, the source says Dr. Murati wasn't rude, just tough.
Interesting reaction from the sister, though.
Yeah.
Instead of being put off, she says she respected her for it.
Right. Maybe that toughness felt reliable, like high standards, but clear. Something solid in all chaos.
Could be. And then things start to shift a bit. Dr. Murati begins asking more personal questions.
Yeah, like where do you live? Do you have family? What made you apply here? Small things, but it shows she's starting to see the person, not just the inexperienced receptionist.
She's noticing there's more to the story. And this leads to, well, something even more unexpected.
Totally unexpected. Dr. Murati asks her to stay late one day. The sister instantly thinks, oh no, I've messed up. This is it.
Yeah, that fear.
But nope. Dr. Murati actually gives her a compliment, a real one. You work hard. You're smart. I like that.
Okay, that's nice. A bit of recognition.
And then bam. The source says Dr. Murati asks if she'd meet her son, Payman.
Whoa. Okay. Didn't see that coming.
Right. Describes him as kind, educated, respectful, but still, for the sister, it's a shock.
Her reaction in the text is perfect. Wait, what? Just pure confusion.
Understandable, but Dr. Murati handles it well, apparently. Makes it clear it's low pressure. Just dinner, nothing more. If you don't like him, no pressure.
That's good. Framing it as just an introduction, respecting her choice.
And this is key, the sister's feeling about it. The source says she liked the idea because Dr. Murati had treated her like someone worth investing in.
Oh, that's huge. It wasn't just a random setup. It felt like genuine support from someone she respected, someone who saw her potential.
Exactly. So this mentorship, this unexpected support just deepens incredibly here.
Okay, so she agrees. She meets him.
Yep. They meet briefly at the clinic first. Payman is described pretty simply. Tall, clean-cut, nice smile. And importantly, not too flashy, just real.
Sounds grounded.
And Dr. Murati gives her another gentle nudge before the actual date. If you feel like it, go to dinner with him. Just talk, no pressure. Still keeping it easy.
Good. So the date itself.
The source describes the restaurant really nicely. Cozy little restaurant with soft lighting and jazz music. A quiet, calm place. You can imagine how much she needed that calm after everything.
Oh, definitely. A moment of peace.
And Payman does these simple things like opening the door, pulling out her chair. The source calls them the little things.
Yeah, those small courtesies can mean a lot, especially when life's been rough.
They talk about everything, work, school, her childhood, Amir. But the thing that really stands out for her, the thing the source emphasizes,
What's that?
he listened, like really listened.
That's powerful. Being truly heard, especially when you feel invisible or just vulnerable.
Exactly. And at the end of the night, he says something that reinforces that respect. We don't have to rush anything, but I'd love to see you again.
Nice. Acknowledging her situation, giving her space, no pressure.
So things progress from there, naturally. Coffee, walks, just talking, building a real connection.
And then the big step, introducing him to Amir.
Yeah. And it goes really well. Payman doesn't just say hi. He brings snacks, talks to Amir like a big brother.
That's huge for her, must have been.
Absolutely. And Dr. Murati meets Amir too. The source says the whole thing felt warm, safe, like things were starting to knit together.
So this isn't just about finding support anymore. It's about actively building a new family.
Totally. And it leads to a wedding. Small, intimate, just close friends, a simple white dress, and a ton of happy tears. Sounds lovely. Focused on what matters.
Yep.
And Amir is there in a little suit, standing up proudly. Such a great image.
It really is. It shows how far they've come.
And the sister reflects on it. She could finally give Amir a real home. This relationship wasn't just for her. It rebuilt that security for both of them.
It's amazing how that connection, starting so unexpectedly at work through Dr. Murati's trust, literally creates this new, stable family foundation.
It really is. And the story doesn't stop there. It shows the foundation is solid. She quits the clinic job.
Oh. Not because of payment, I hope.
No, the source is clear about that. She quit because she went back to school.
Ah, good for her.
Yeah, with their support, she starts studying nursing, which feels like such a fitting path somehow.
It does, using that strength to care for others.
And the story ends painting this picture of now a second year of nursing school, Amir's doing well in school, Payman works nearby. They all live under one roof again.
Wow. Full circle, but different.
Exactly. And the final line just sums it all up. Only this time, it's not broken, it's whole.
Just incredible. What an arc. From that shattering loss, feeling utterly alone and broken.
Right, scrambling just to survive.
To finding stability, this unexpected mentorship, and then actively building this whole new supportive family. It's quite something.
It really hits on so many themes, doesn't it? That fierce sibling bond being the anchor.
Definitely. And the power of someone like Dr. Murati seeing potential and offering trust, not pity.
Yeah, that unexpected mentorship was crucial. And then Payman's genuine listening, that connection.
And just sheer resilience, the refusal to stay broken, actively rebuilding.
It makes you think, too, about how sometimes strength doesn't mean not being vulnerable. Sometimes it grows right out of those moments where you feel most exposed.
That's a great point. And how support can appear in ways you never, ever predict, like
Mm
from a tough boss who decides to invest in you.
hmm. Mm hmm. So this story shows this amazing transformation from broken to whole. It really leaves you wondering,
Yeah.
what parts of that journey, maybe things we saw here, maybe things from your own life, are the most vital for creating that sense of wholeness again after life throws you a massive curveball?
That is definitely something to chew on.
It is. Well, thanks for digging into this one with us today.
Always a pleasure.